wonder that it's hard for them to not be able to grasp the true reality only if you wanted to be a wonder. There's plenty of reasons not to wonder why it's like that, because you can see the Bible, you can see television, you can see drug use, you can see Santa, the Easter Bunny, okay, you can see, excuse me a minute. Okay, I'm back. The dogs, gotta keep an eye on them. They always doing stuff. So yeah, you can see the Easter Bunny, Santa, all that stuff. All right, now listen to this. It says religion versus spirituality. In the definition of its true purpose, religion may be defined as a cultural, psycho-philosophical vehicle of spiritual and intellectual enslavement, which has its end. That means that it can only go so far. And then after you reach the limitations of religion, which you're going to get to real fast, because it stops right at Jesus. And then you have to die believing that after death, something good is going to come from all that. So that's pretty damn limited. Now listen, it says, my objective, my mission statement, or objective is to begin the process of undoing or reversing ideals and concepts that have been programmed into the minds of our people by the religious statements and church doctrines that have caused them to adopt a belief system that has resulted in their loss of contact with what is real, factual, historical, and or spiritual. In other words, we know Santa does not exist. There is no fat-ass white man coming down the chimney leaving any gifts for anyone. We all know that. All of us, we all know that. Santa popped up because of Jesus. Now they say, what are you talking about? Well, because it's Jesus' alleged birthday, December the 25th. So it's the celebration of the birth of Jesus that the whole Santa myth came into effect. So now, the fact that you have to put some crazy folklore around his birthday means that he's crazy folklore, possibly also. The whole ideal of Jesus coming through the clouds, just like they said in Revelations, when you already see the sun in the clouds with the X, and you see these spaceships flying around our planet already destroying cities with tornadoes and weather patterns. And I'm explaining to you the book of Revelations. It's talking about the man that comes back, described as being a brown man with gray hair, okay, gray like snow, the way my beard look if I don't shave it off, the way, see, I'm bald now, and I'm letting my hair grow only because I've been inspired by the sunlight to grow locks. I mean, that's what I'm going to do. I don't call them dreadlocks, I call them locks, love locks. But I've been instructed to stop cutting my hair, to let it grow. I don't like facial hair because it irritates me real bad, so I don't need to let that grow. I think it's not appropriate for me. I don't naturally like it on my face. It's very irritating and painful to me. And then the truth, reality of everything, the spirituality of us as people on this earth has been destroyed behind Christmas and religions, okay, dogma. And families have been destroyed also because we have this system of not respecting elders or leadership that is naturally ordained by the universe because of father and mother and grandmother and grandfather. All these things have been destroyed by the European way of life because this is something that doesn't exist in their nationalism, and by them taking control of all of this geographical space on the planet, everyone was forced to adopt to a socialist or a societal type of existence based on what they had to offer. So we can easily see why everyone is eating European food and speaking the European languages abundantly around the entire planet and acting with European demeanors and behaviors. Meaning we're all aggressive and short courtesy extensions is very short because the corporations are very selfish and greedy, and that leaves the citizens with very little to be allowed to give anything away outside of the wealthy. And it's always seeming that the people who do have something to donate to charity, for some reason or another, seem to levitate or gravitate toward Christian charity centers of acceptance of these donations, which gives the revenue even more to the destructive religion centers. And that's just because it's true. I'm not picking on Christianity because I just want to. I'm just pointing out the basic truth about our existence on this planet. Okay, because that's what my job is. And that's what I've been doing since day one. And my method of doing it involved a little profanity and a whole lot of emotional demonstrations and stuff like that. But see, that's part of the deal because it's a big job to do. Alright, now listen to this. I want to tell you guys what a psychological impairment is. A psychological impairment is the belief on something that is not factual. I mean, there's no facts. You just believe it. Santa, the Easter Bunny, the boogeyman, Jesus, money, having power. Okay, you go out into the woods with a big ass bankroll of money and credit cards. It don't do you any good out there. You run into somebody out there with sandwiches and chicken and food, apples, bananas, water, and all that stuff. They just left town, but that shit you got now, they just took into town and used it and got all the stuff they need to survive. They on their way back home with it. You think they're gonna give you the stuff that they had to drive all the way into town to utilize the same plastic and the same money that you want them to take from you now, and you give them the true life force sustaining product, which is the stuff the ground gives us. So it's capitalism that will make you believe in Santa and Jesus because someone commercialized that belief into your head because they make a profit off of you believing that. Every year, every Sunday, every Friday night, every Thursday night, YPWW, all that stuff. All of it. Just draining your life force plus taking your money. And set up to continue with your children. In this world that's constantly blocking us up more in prison and we constantly disappearing and our cities being destroyed like Detroit. Okay. Cultural and racial superiority of the people who created it is the religious purpose. Okay, that's number one. Okay, now the paralysis of analysis by those who believe in it and does not want you to question or think about the religious teachings. That's the purpose, number two, to get you so self-minded that you don't even have the privilege to question it. Now imagine that. Okay, the perpetual empowerment of the agenda intended by it. That's purpose number three. And the agenda behind religion is to take away a person's power to make logical concepts of their reality and surroundings. Okay? Now spirituality may be defined as the existential relationship of a cosmological person, the black African people, to their cosmological reality. What I mean is this. Our spirituality should be based on something that is synonymous with our unique cosmic realm of being. Since we are not white people, we should not have an image of a God that is a white man, especially if you are a black man that has been enslaved by a white man. Like we all know being the case. Somewhere your mind should say to you, they probably use this as a way to have them enslave me. Because they say that all the time. That it's God will that you be my slave. Because God is white. And so am I. Okay? Spirituality is, wait a minute. Cosmological is the word which means universe or nature. Mother Nature or cosmos, the God, Asar, Aset, and Haru. Spirituality is intuitive and individualistically unique. It is not defined or regulated by someone else, any religious organization, belief, or doctrinal statement. So it's not regulated by someone else or anyone's religious organization, belief, or doctrinal statement. And logical equals the study of all matters of the universe and nature. And cosmo equals the universe. And cosmological beings are black or African people or people with melanin. And to prove that to you, the series of understanding whiteness to be separated from black is a concept of egoism that is shared amongst Caucasian people. And I don't say these concepts of my research to be aggressive or rude. You know what it is. It's just really true reality, because let me explain something to you. It's the energies of Caucasian people to make themselves be called white and want to not be a part of the human race, Human, because you guys say human race, but when you think about human, you'll spell it Human instead of spelling it Hueman. And the reason for that is because of you guys' understanding of your state of melanin recessiveness. Alright? And then because you know that yourselves, it makes you want to shun away from having anything to do with the melanin that you are obvious and aware of that you're lacking. So what you want to do is find that as being something that's bad or not really something that you really suffer a big loss from not having. So since you want that concept to be in your mind, you want to also see the variability of this melanin in other people as being something that's devalued in your concept of dealing with that whole dynamic. So what you would do is devalue something that's valuable that you don't have, so you can make something that's valueless or less of value, if you will, compared to what you're trying to devalue. So how do you do that? By destroying what's valuable and abundant. And then after that is accomplished, you use the less than valuable commodities and upraise them to such a state of greatness, even develop a God image of this. So now you get proper permission, so you believe in your heart, to extract everything on the earth without 1 ounce of guilt behind your actions. So now, let's go ahead and see what 1 John is saying. It's saying, Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. So what this means is that I'm not going to be sitting around there trying to explain my authenticity as the son of the Son when the Son is already showing you that that's who I am. So you can believe me to be a false prophet or whatever. The real false prophet is the white Jesus that has never showed up and gone out in many of false prophets and deceived the world. All these preachers out here that have stolen all the wealth of the planet in the name of Catholicism. They got that big old basilica there in Rome.